think I went to rip it the first time and he already had it. Let's see if I can keep him pinned though. It does not feel small. Ow. I'm in the zone. Ooh. Please be a giant walleye and not a northern. We're gonna go back to the net for this one. Stay on. Oh, at least I got mono. Gives me a fighting chance. Solo. Oh, snappy. Get in here. It's a big old walleye. Oh, come on. I'm actually nervous right now. Oh no. Oh no. Get in here. Yes. Yes. Dude. Finally got that rat trap out of the net. What a way to start the day. Thing has got shoulders and a belly. Just annihilated the Jigging Rap on the drop. I hadn't even ripped it yet. I'll show you what might have helped in that situation. Another little dirty trick or hack, because I need all the help I can get. Okay, I'm back. After I let that tank go, I was about to jump back on the camera, but a boat slid right in behind me and figured I might as well just get out of there. Talk out in the middle of the lake. So anyway, caught that fish on a number 9 Rapala Jigging Rap. You might notice a little something different. VMC bladed hybrid treble on the bottom. A number 6 is the perfect swap or exchange on a number 9 Jigging Rap. And it just, there's something special about that little flash and flutter. There's not a whole lot of light today. It's overcast and gloomy. I've caught fish when it's sunny, dead calm, glass, 80 degrees with that blade on there too. And I don't know if it's just a little different look that they haven't seen, or, I mean, think about how well spinners of any type work for walleyes. That little flash going by, it looks like a bait fish. Adding it on there is just deadly. And the coolest thing is, it's easy. You just swap the hook, that's it. But I have not had a time yet where I caught less fish because I had it on. If I've got somebody else in the boat fishing without one and I have got one on, same color, I've never caught less fish because of it. But there's some days you catch 3 times as many having it on. So I've slowly started putting it on almost all my Jigging Raps. Most of my crankbaits, it's just, I can't get enough of them. And something else that's really cool is where I pulled up to fish those fish. It's kind of a big flat sand on top, steep drop. I caught that fish in less than 10 feet of water. And everybody's like fishing out deep, fishing the bottom of the break, 30 feet of water, which is fine. There's some fish there, but those shallow fish this time of year just get overlooked. And it's nice being able to let that fish go too. I don't want to clean a 27, 28, whatever inch walleye today. So I can let it go and it kicks off. It's healthy as can be, get bigger. And they're also just not as pressured since everybody's dragging chubs on the bottom of the break. Oh yeah, where was I going with that story? So what's interesting is I had actually thrown some sucker minnows and some chubs at those fish and they did not bite. Probably 20 casts. And I was thinking, you know what? Maybe these are just suckers. Big suckers cruising the top edge of that sand flat. But I've caught walleyes there. I've seen walleyes there. I've caught suckers there. I've seen suckers there. So anyway, first cast with a Jigging Rap back up there. And it was probably a 70, 80 foot bomb cast. Just like staying out away from them because it's clear water, pressured fish. And I don't even think I ripped that bait once. It crushed it on the drop, and it had both the front hook and the treble hook kind of head first at an angle where, boy, I did not like that that jigging rap with that bladed hybrid treble scooping right past its face. And man, my adrenaline's pumping right now. Sticking a giant on the first cast with that. So I'm gonna duplicate. I'm gonna go check some other spots up shallow, leave them deep fish alone, and gotta sling a jigging rap. Some days they want a minnow, there's some days they want a jigging rap. It can change minute to minute, hour to hour, or day to day, but typically one or the other is the deal that day. I guess you have days where it's 50-50, but usually it seems like it's one or the other kind of outperforms, outshines that day, which I think is why it's probably one of the best ways to win like your local walleye league in the fall is one of you guys in the boat or girls drags a chub, the other one rips a jigging rap, and as soon as somebody catches 2 fish to none, then you both switch, and boy, it dominates around here anyway. That 1-2 punch is just nasty. This is going to be an extremely quick down and dirty rundown because I've done videos and posted information on this before, and I don't want to just keep repeating the same stuff. Monofilament 8 or 10 pound Sufix Advance mono, you're going to land way more fish. Takes a lot of getting used to. If you started jigging rap fishing with braid, the first time you go out and you roll a fish and you get too much slack in there and you don't get a good hook sit on it, you're going to be like, what am I even doing? Stick with it for a day, a half day, a couple hours. Your confidence will go through the roof, and when you've got a fish on, you're just, the odds of you getting a second crack at that fish are so much better. With the braid, they throw that big chunk of lead right at the net. You only have one crack at them. You saw with that big one there, I'm solo trying to net by myself. That thing made probably 4 or 5 runs, and it still stayed pinned, and I don't know that would have happened with the braid. It could have tore that hook out. Who knows, but I always run a short 18-inch or so fluorocarbon leader, bump it up a little, 10 pound, sometimes 12 even, a little stiffer fluoro. Doesn't get wrapped or foul as much as that thinner 8 pound stuff will on the jigging rap when you're ripping, especially doing double pumps and throwing slack in there. Little barrel swivel, usually a number 10-ish, and smallest I can get away with. You get line twists from the way the bait darts back and forth, but even more too when you cast into that stiff north wind in the fall, that bait just in the air on the cast. Little size 0 VMC Crankbait Snap, just lets me swap colors and sizes fast, and it also, I feel like, gets you almost more action on the crankbaits and jigging raps, whatever. It's got that rounded teardrop bottom, just full range of motion on your bait like a loop knot. 7'1" medium. This one's a 2B. It's a really powerful rod. If you're using mono, powerful, stiffer rod, because the mono is your shock absorber in the whole system. If you're using braid, you go down to a medium light because there's not a whole lot of give in that system besides your little fluorocarbon leader. So you're using that softer rod to prevent the braided line no stretch from ripping those hooks out. I'm gonna go catch some more now. I don't know if I'm gonna film anymore, so I'm sorry if I don't. I just want to go catch some fish, lean into some, and not mess with the GoPros and cameras and whatnot. So we'll see. If I don't film anymore, get out there and sling a jigging rap. 'Tis the season. Water temps have finally hit about 60 degrees around here, upper 50s. And we got a big cold front coming in tomorrow. Temps are, I think the highs are 40. So it's time. It's only going to get better from here on out until that water dips down into, the 40s. So take advantage of the next like 2 to 3 weeks of walleye fishing. It's literally the best bite of the whole year.